from the inside. But keeping him honest tonight, we're discovering that Waleed Shoebat's story just doesn't seem to add up. Here's CNN's Drew Griffin of CNN's Special Investigations Unit.
According to leaked CNN reports, he may have blown through a jaw-dropping $500 million in just 6 months. $500 million gone.
Is sort of shrink the amount of money that's available to them. He's taking money, he's moving it all over. He's trying to create these ridiculous debts that Elizabeth reports on, where he essentially owes himself and his parents $50 million.
So have you heard about the $4 million RICO lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with?
Wow.
So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry.
A person cannot just declare bankruptcy and then sort of have all of his debts miraculously vanish. Yes, bankruptcy can discharge, essentially get rid of certain types of debts, but not these.
Is Floyd Mayweather secretly broke? Or is there more to this story than anyone expected? Just months ago, Floyd Mayweather was boasting about closing a massive real estate deal in the heart of Manhattan. 62 buildings, supposedly worth a staggering $402 million.
Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And all the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Headlines exploded. Fans and financial analysts alike were stunned. But when journalists dug into the details, something strange happened. They found nothing. No public records, no deed transfers, no trace of Mayweather's name on any official paperwork. And when investigators reached out to the companies allegedly involved in the deal, the responses were even more unsettling. A simple, deliberate, no comment. That wasn't just a red flag, it was a signal flare. Meanwhile, a separate leak suggested Floyd may have hemorrhaged $500 million over just half a year. That number isn't just shocking. It's nearly 1/3 of his estimated lifetime earnings from boxing, endorsements, and investments combined. If true, it would represent one of the most dramatic wealth collapses in modern celebrity history. So, what happened? Was it reckless spending, bad investments, or something even darker behind the scenes? And more importantly, is this iconic deal just a smokescreen meant to cover up something far more serious? And, believe it or not, that's not even the craziest part. While Floyd Mayweather is out here flexing $18 million watches and casually claiming to own half of Manhattan, something deeply ironic is happening just a few blocks away. His own gym employees are reportedly protesting because they haven't been paid. You heard that right? The so-called leader of the money team is now being called out by the very people helping run his brand. Lavish on the outside, but cracking at the core. So what's really going on behind the velvet ropes of Floyd Mayweather's empire? Floyd Mayweather's car collection alone looks like something out of a billionaire's fever dream. Not just a few Lamborghinis or a Bugatti for show. We're talking rows of luxury vehicles, many of them duplicates in different colors, lined up in aircraft hangars and custom garages. Some reports say he's got at least 29 Rolls-Royces, a handful of Bugattis, Ferraris, and even a $5 million Koenigsegg CC-XR Trevita, one of only a few in the world. But here's the kicker. Some of these ultra-rare cars have never even been driven. They just sit there, silent trophies of a man obsessed with image. And it doesn't stop with cars. Mayweather's real estate portfolio is just as excessive. Multi-million-dollar mansions in Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, Miami Beach, and now, reportedly, New York. These properties come with jaw-dropping features. Rooftop helipads, gold-accented movie theaters, and enough square footage to house entire families of 5 per closet. But as luxurious as they are, these homes come with a hidden cost. Massive property taxes, upkeep fees, and mortgage obligations that most celebrities would struggle to carry, let alone maintain, at this scale. Which brings us to the real storm cloud, the IRS. In 2017, federal records revealed that Mayweather owed the IRS $22.2 million in taxes just from the year 2015 alone. And that wasn't even the beginning. He reportedly still had unresolved debts from 2010 totaling $7.2 million. Despite Floyd publicly claiming he paid $26 million to the IRS, the government's official stance didn't change. They even filed a lien, which essentially means they had the legal right to start seizing his assets if he didn't pay up. What's worse is that not all debt can be erased with a bankruptcy claim. Under U.S. law, certain tax obligations, especially recent or priority debts, are non-dischargeable. Translation: even if Mayweather declared bankruptcy, he'd still be on the hook for a huge portion of what he owes. The bankruptcy courts don't care if you once made $100 million in a single night. If you owe Uncle Sam, they expect every penny back. So while Floyd continues to flaunt the finer things, a darker picture is emerging. One where the money might be tied up, the debts are mounting, and the illusion of endless wealth may be more fragile than anyone realized. But wait, here's the plot twist that has everyone scratching their heads. If Floyd Mayweather is really strapped for cash, how is he still out here flipping multi-million-dollar mansions like it's a weekend hobby? Just recently, he sold a sprawling waterfront estate in Miami Beach for a cool $22 million, walking away with an eye-popping $4 million profit. And that's not all. His Beverly Hills palace, once purchased for $25.5 million, is now listed for a jaw-dropping $48 million. That's nearly double what he paid. So, is Mayweather broke, or is he just playing chess while everyone else is watching checkers? On the surface, Floyd's real estate moves seem like the playbook of a seasoned investor. Buy low, renovate, flip high. His Miami Beach property alone, a 3-story architectural marvel with panoramic rooftop views, a private yacht dock, and a home theater, is the kind of home most billionaires would live in, not sell off. The buyer took on a $13 million mortgage, and Mayweather pocketed the rest in cash. On paper, it looks like a power move. Then came the Beverly Hills listing. With an asking price of $48 million, the potential profit, over $22 million, is staggering. Add in his other properties across Las Vegas and New York, and the picture painted is one of extreme financial power. He even released video tours of his homes, casually walking viewers through endless rooms, designer interiors, and high-tech gadgets like it was just another Tuesday. But critics, especially those in the real estate and finance world, are raising serious questions. If he's truly sitting on a fortune, why the sudden push to offload properties? In high-end circles, that kind of real estate liquidation isn't always a sign of success. Sometimes, it's a quiet red flag that cash flow is drying up and assets are being sold off to stay afloat. And that brings us to the mysterious SL Green partnership, the $10 billion portfolio Floyd claims to be part of. It sounds impressive. Skyscrapers, historic landmarks, commercial buildings in prime locations. Floyd dropped the name, the numbers, and even a few addresses. But no documentation has surfaced to confirm any true stake. Not a single transfer deed, no filings, no shareholder agreements. Sources close to the deal, including some of the firms he's allegedly involved with, have either refused to comment or outright denied any formal connection. So now the whispers are getting louder. Is Floyd Mayweather actually investing? Or is he lending his name and image in exchange for publicity? A promotional face for deals he's barely involved in. The question isn't just about wealth anymore. It's about credibility.
There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is. They're claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming he in his whole career has made about $100 million.
No.
Mike Tyson, to put in perspective, when he fought Michael Spinks, that was the biggest fight of all time. When that fight happened, one got $30 million and one got $29. No boxer's ever made $130 million in one night.
The Google search is saying $250 million against Manny Pacquiao.
It's a comical number. $250 million to go and box? From where would he possibly have gotten that money?
Just pay-per-view buys, right? If you do 3 million pay-per-view buys, that's $60.
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another. Whereas I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself, before anybody else believed in me.
Is Mayweather still the king of the ring or just the king of appearances? But while the headlines focus on flashy mansions and multi-million-dollar flips, the real chaos is brewing behind closed doors. Away from the glitz, Floyd Mayweather is facing a growing mountain of lawsuits, and one in particular has stunned even his most loyal fans. It involves former strippers from his own Las Vegas nightclub, unpaid wages, and serious accusations of workplace harassment. The very empire that Mayweather built to showcase his wealth and dominance is now at the center of a legal firestorm. And it's raising a chilling question. Is the money team really running out of money or just running out of control? The allegations coming out of Mayweather's inner circle aren't just petty disputes. They paint a disturbing portrait of a man who may be losing his grip on the empire he once ruled with an iron fist. According to early filings, a group of women employed at Girl Collection, Mayweather's upscale Las Vegas strip club, claimed they were denied wages, forced to work under unfair conditions, and subjected to harassment by staff members allegedly close to Floyd himself. At first, the case didn't make many waves, until whispers emerged that more claims were being prepared, including allegations that go beyond money and into the realm of emotional manipulation and abuse of power. While none of the claims have been proven in court, the lawsuit has already ignited public speculation and stirred the media into a frenzy. And if that wasn't enough, this legal storm has been fanned by none other than Mayweather's longtime nemesis, 50 Cent, never one to miss a shot. 50 publicly accused Floyd of being a fraud, someone who's desperate to appear wealthy but is actually juggling debt, lawsuits, and a declining brand. In his trademark trolling fashion, 50 posted sarcastic congrats messages whenever Floyd boasted about new deals, followed by screenshots of lawsuits and tax liens. But behind the memes and mockery lies a truth that financial analysts are beginning to echo. Mayweather may be asset-rich, but cash-poor. That means his wealth, the cars, the houses, the watches, exists primarily on paper or in physical form. Very little of it is liquid, meaning it can't easily be turned into usable money. And when your cash flow starts slowing down, like it often does after retirement, those fixed costs don't just vanish. Property taxes still hit, legal bills still arrive, employees still expect paychecks. It's the dangerous double life of wealth. On social media, he's still the invincible king. But behind the scenes, the lawsuits are mounting, the whispers are turning into headlines, and cracks are beginning to show in the diamond-studded foundation of his so-called empire. And just when you think this financial roller coaster couldn't possibly climb any higher or get any more confusing, Mayweather throws out his boldest claim yet. In a series of interviews and media appearances, Floyd casually mentions that he's now backing a staggering $10 billion real estate portfolio. That's right, $10 billion. The same man facing IRS liens, unpaid employee lawsuits, and vanishing public deals now says he's partnered in one of the largest property portfolios in the country. But here's the twist. As journalists and insiders started digging into this story, they couldn't find the one thing that would make it real: proof. The announcement was headline gold. Mayweather claimed to be part of a $10 billion joint venture, investing in some of the most iconic commercial properties in the U.S. Among the names thrown around were the AON Center in Chicago, the old post office, and even rumored stakes in multiple high-rise developments in Manhattan and Los Angeles. The scale of it all was mind-blowing. If true, it would make Floyd not just a boxing legend, but a legitimate titan in commercial real estate. But almost immediately, something felt off. When financial reporters and business watchdogs began looking into the details, they hit a brick wall. There were no public filings, no deed transfers, and no investment disclosures linking Floyd Mayweather or any of his known companies to the multi-billion-dollar properties he claimed to be involved with. In the world of commercial real estate, where every deal leaves a paper trail, the absence of documentation was deafening. Calls to property managers and development firms were met with vague responses or the all-too-familiar phrase, "no comment." Meanwhile, Other insiders quietly suggested that Floyd's involvement may have been purely promotional, possibly part of a marketing strategy rather than an actual investment. And here's where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Just like the $402 million Manhattan deal that vanished into thin air, this new $10 billion announcement feels like more smoke than fire. A flashy claim made in interviews, repeated on social media, but never backed up by the receipts. In fact, when outlets like Business Insider and The Real Deal tried to verify the claims, they found nothing to support his ownership or financial stake in any of the listed properties. That raises a critical question. Is Mayweather investing his money or just licensing his name? It wouldn't be the first time a celebrity has signed on as a strategic partner in a venture where their actual contribution is visibility, not capital. And with Floyd's lifestyle demanding constant cash flow, from private jets to $18 million watches, some analysts believe these business announcements may be less about growing his fortune and more about protecting the illusion of it. Because when your brand is built on being the richest, the flashiest, the untouchable Money Mayweather, the moment people suspect the money's not real, the whole persona starts to crumble. And if, after all of this, the missing millions, the unpaid wages, the ghost real estate deals, you still believe Floyd Mayweather's empire is bulletproof, then buckle up, because now Mayweather's name is being dragged into a bizarre new lawsuit, one that also involves rapper Lil Uzi Vert, a luxury vehicle, and an alleged street-side assault caught in the middle of New York City traffic. The details are strange. The connections don't add up, and once again, the fallout could cost Floyd a whole lot more than money. It could cost him what's left of his public image. According to court documents filed in New York, the story began when a bystander, reportedly a fan, spotted what appeared to be Floyd Mayweather's signature luxury truck parked on a Manhattan street. Curious and excited, the man pulled out his phone and began filming. But what happened next took a sharp and violent turn. The lawsuit claims that members of Mayweather's entourage, possibly including Lil Uzi Vert, allegedly emerged from the vehicle and physically assaulted the bystander for recording. The plaintiff says he was attacked without warning, suffering injuries that required medical attention. The claim? Unprovoked violence from men hired to protect a multimillionaire's image. Here's where it gets messy. Lil Uzi Vert has publicly denied even knowing Mayweather, claiming he wasn't there and had nothing to do with the incident. He insists he's being wrongly named, and some speculate the attackers simply resembled him. But that raises more questions. If Uzi wasn't there, who was? Why was his name mentioned? And how many other unknown associates are operating under the Money Team umbrella, without clear lines of accountability? The lawsuit is still unfolding, but the implications are already clear. Another legal battle, more legal fees, more bad press. And each new case brings more scrutiny to Floyd's lifestyle, his entourage, his spending, his supposed wealth. The legal system doesn't care about Rolex collections or Bugatti garages. It cares about facts, documents, and financial transparency. And when you start stacking lawsuit after lawsuit, from unpaid strippers to street assaults, the once invincible facade starts to look more like a fragile house of cards. Floyd Mayweather has always positioned himself as the man who mastered money. Money doesn't make me. I make money, he says. And in many ways, he did. He turned boxing into a billion-dollar business. He became a brand, a symbol of excess, and an icon of hustle. But now, that same brand is under pressure from every angle. IRS debts, missing tax payments, ghost investments, ongoing lawsuits, public protests, unpaid employees, questionable real estate deals, and now, assault allegations. One or two of these things might be explainable, but all of them at once? So the question stands, and it's more important than ever. Is Floyd Mayweather a financial genius playing the media like a chessboard, or is the money persona finally cracking under the weight of its own illusion? We want to hear from you. Is Floyd Mayweather a misunderstood mogul or a millionaire in meltdown mode? Drop your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more untold stories from the wild world of fame, fortune, and everything that glitters but might not be gold.